Salutations and good day, folks. We're out here at Murray Reservoir. Gonna try and hunt some trout, fish some trout, however that works. And we're gonna go up 16 and go look for some golden currants. Saw a bunch of them the other day. I want to make some jam. Let's see how that turns out. Come along. Got ourselves first trout of the day. Pretty decent sized guy. Yeah. Thought I snagged a weed at first, but hey, this is food. So we got a trout, now we got to get ready to eat. So what I've done is put down, a barrier so I'm not gunking up the picnic table for everybody else. Got a surfaced clean fish. We'll bag up the guts and throw them away somewhere appropriate, and we'll toss them in the cooler and we'll have them for dinner. So we've got our rainbow trout here. This guy's, I don't know, about 14 inches from tip to tail. It's definitely a legal one out of here. This is a good fish. I'm excited to see how pink it is. In my opinion, the pinker the better. This fish. Alright, so get you a sharp knife, good pointy tip. Usually I'll use one of these. It's kind of my go-to messing around knife. Just basically a dagger. It's a good utility tool. So we got our fish. Really nice, looking good. Take the tip of your knife and insert it in its rear vent. Start forward. It's not as sharp as I thought it was. Alright. So don't go too deep because you're not looking to tear up all the guts, but slide that along the inside of the abdomen, or whatever it's called on a fish, up to the throat, like that, and then come inside here, inside the gill structure. You can see that. It's all kind of connected to the lower jaw by this one little piece right here. So we're going to cut that piece right there. So we go in front of the gills and just cut. So now we've just got a hole, right? Jaws, lower jaw's disconnected. Stick your finger, first make sure that you've actually penetrated. You need this to be open. That's pretty close. Fish opened up. For the next step, I'm going to grab a bag because it's just a douche move to leave your fish guts laying around at the fishing hole. It's not cool. But grab, make sure your slit's all the way from the vent to the tip of the gills. Grab, put your finger inside the gills and grip your finger from behind in the incision, like this, right? And then just give her an even tug, nice slow pull, and all that biz comes out all at once. And take this, bag that up to deal with later, and you've got a nice pink fish. There's one more step. You need to get yourself some water and run your thumb rather aggressively from here down up through and rinse out this strip right here. This is I'm not sure what the technical term for this is, but if you leave that there, it'll leave like a nasty, musty, bloody, gamey kind of thing. So I'm gonna take this down to the water, rinse it out, and we'll continue on our adventure. Very nice fish. So here's an underrated and much hated plant, the thistle. I think this might be a young bull thistle. I might be wrong. But thistles are edible. You can come down here, cut off the base of the thistle, and skin off the outside, eat it kind of like celery stick. The flowers here, they can be prepared much like an artichoke. What I prefer to do is toss the whole thing in the fire and let all that fuzz burn off, all the spikes burn off, and then pull it out after a few minutes. You'll wind up with a small little white button. It kind of tastes like sunflower seed, but hey, it's food. I'm not sure what these are. Choke cherries or service berries. I really don't know. I'll have to Google it. And then here we have some wild roses. All those bright orange rose hips are gonna be really good eaten after the first freeze. Get a nice frost on them, it unlocks all the sugars. They're really good after the first freeze. They lose that really tart, almost sour flavor and get really sweet. They're really good in tea. Make them into jam. Some really bright ones right there. So I think this might be an elderberry bush. I'm not sure. Gonna have to Google it, of course, because I don't know what the hell I'm talking about, but I have fun doing it. So here we got some golden currants. Gonna harvest a few of these and see how they taste. So we found some golden currants here, and I've never had one of these guys before. I hear they're good. Yeah. It has like an apricot taste. Kind of nice and tart. It's like a slightly cherry thing going on. These are good. Yeah, these are gonna make a good jam. So we've collected a decent little amount of berries here. And as you can see, I left, I don't know, 2/3 of them on the bushes still. Because, you know, these aren't mine. And it's a good foraging habit to make sure that you're not depleting the resources that you're trying to obtain. Because if you take all the berries, then there's none to propagate the species, there's none to feed the wildlife, there's nothing to attract the birds and the chipmunks and the little critters that spread these things around and propagate kick-ass resources like berries for jams. So, you know, forage respectfully. Thank you. So we've almost got our bag full of pretty good amount of berries actually. And this whole ridgeline is just covered in these things. They're super tasty. So here's another one. I think it's a same family, but it's the red currant instead of the golden currant. And I don't know, I'm gonna try one. See what it tastes like. But first, we've got that same currant, like leaves. Look at the thunders coming. And then we got our berries here. Generally I just don't walk around the woods and try red berries, but I found these earlier this week, Googled it. I think it's right. We'll see if it tastes good or tastes like burning. That's pretty good. Very mild. Very, very mild. I'm not going to harvest these guys because today I'm after the golden currants. And I don't want to be like mixing stuff up. But yeah, it sounds like the thunder's coming in. Got a storm coming. But I take that as an affirmation, not as a warning. It means we're having an adventure. So here we've got a nice patch of stinging nettle. And you can see here, those are all seeds, right? Those are seed pods. Got all of these little tiny guys in there. Anyway, those are edible. You can collect the seed pods, roast them and grind them down, use them like a nut paste. Pretty good stuff. And you can harvest the stalks for cordage. This one has some good bunches, yeah. Look at that. Oh yeah, those look tasty. Alright, so here's how I've been harvesting these berries. Let's see. So we got these little bunches like that. Take and I pinch that with my thumb. And it pops right off. Go down a couple nodes. Pinch one with my thumb. Pinch one with my thumb. Some of these are fat. But like you can see, gotta leave a good amount for the critters and for the plants, because you know, this is how they reproduce. Getting a little bit wet out here, but I got myself 2 decent size quart bags of golden currants. I'm gonna give it a few minutes to see if this rain lets up, see if I can get a third. And I think you're allowed 3 gallons a year. I'm not even anywhere close, so this should be enough for a couple jars of jam. Should be great. But I'm gonna bust out the Stanley and have a nice warm cup of coffee and see what this weather's deciding to do. There's a really angry bull over there. He keeps bugling. I don't think he's screaming at me, but I think I should stay on my toes. I don't need to get trampled today. And then here I think we found some wild mint, maybe nettle, I'm not sure. Let's see these guys here. They've got a nice minty smell to them. Really pretty flowers. There's some over there too. Yeah. So we covered a little bit of country, but we got ourselves about 3 quarts of these golden currants, and there's still a ton of them out here. I might have to bring the kids out on my next day off, but they're tasty. They're really good. But I'm gonna go down to the river real quick, wash up. It was a pretty successful foraging day. We got a decent sized trout and enough currants to make a couple jars of jam, I think. So, hey, it's gonna be good food. There's the bull that's been screaming at me for the last hour. The big boy. He's been standing over here. Whoa. Standing over here hollering for the ladies, I guess. I don't know. But that's a loud bull. It's a big one. He's been bellowing for like an hour. I don't know, I guess he's looking for the ladies. Have a great day, sir. So we've got these berries here. I'm not sure if they're choke cherries or crab apples, surface berries, or what. But those look yummy. I'm gonna have to Google it, maybe come back and collect some. So now we gotta go through, pick out all the leaves, and pick the berries off the stem. So now we got our golden currants. I got them all blended up real good, and we're gonna bring them to a boil. And once it reaches a boil, Then we'll lower it to a simmer, add in, I don't know, like a half a cup of brown sugar and a little bit of water, and let it reduce. So here we got that trout. I got 2 potatoes sliced up, holding it up underneath. They're seasoned. We'll put it in the oven for a little bit. It's gonna make a good dinner. Alright, so this is starting to bubble a little bit. You definitely don't want to overcook it because it'll change flavor. But when it gets up to boiling temp and that pectin's got a chance to do its thing, then we'll add the sugar and reduce it and let it sit. Getting there. So this is really starting to simmer. It's getting a decent amount of bubbles. I'm trying to keep it from getting too hot, but we got to get it hot enough to release the pectins so that it will become jam and not just baby food. So we've got our rainbow trout here, all good and roasted up. Got those potatoes inside, looking nice and juicy. I'm making some broccoli, and dinner's almost done. So out of those 2 bowls of berries, 2 bags of berries, we got 2 of these Tupperware full of freezer jam. So now we got some golden currant freezer jam. I don't know, I'm excited to try it on some toast. This stuff's pretty good. Cheers.